Podcasting to the universe.
From the top of Mount Wack.
Live with no pants.
Here's Zach DeWack.
Greetings, red-blooded, verified Earth persons, and those with no checkmark. It is me, the always dapper podcast babbler, the joy boy with the joy toy, your daddy-o from the radio, and the monkey on the mic. It is I, Zachary Ernesto Wackalina III, here at your service again. Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to the one and only no baloney, extra large and turbocharged DeWack in the morning show, live from the low rent, sleazy, double greasy, ramen, jammin', nitro slamming Nut Hut Studios here at the DeWack Shack podcasting complex at Peachtree Industrial. In case you weren't aware, today is Monday, December 2nd, 2024.
It's 6 a.m. and daylight breaks somewhere in the air. So grab your clothes and blow your nose, put on clean underwear. With Zach DeWack from his whack shack with all kinds of dumb. Here to start your day, his whack. Grab your breakfast sticky buns. Wired up and fired up, grab your coffee to go. Get in your car and turn this podcast on, put down your phone. So get out of bed and move your butt and kick it in high gear. We're moving on, turn the volume up so everyone can hear. Every morning you should go to ZachDeWack.com. Stand up proud and say it loud, I whack in my car.
Oh, this one has it all.
Very impressive. Give this a B+.
This one is awesome.
He's the man who said, give me a lever and I will move the world.
It's your birthday.
Here's that birthday list. Evie Claire, a singer and pianist who reached a new level of fame when she became a finalist on the 12th season of America's Got Talent. She has released a number of original songs, including For You and Love You One More Time. She's 21. Fred Hitchinger, an actor and director best known for his roles in The Woman in the Window and News of the World. He's 25.
Happy birthday.
Singer-musician Charlie Puth turns 33. New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers turns 41. Britney Spears turns 43. Happy birthday, Britney. Singer Nelly Furtado is 46. Chris Holstenholm from Muse is 46 as well. Joe Lo Truglio, who's Charles Boyle in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, he's 54 today. And turning 56 is Rena Sulphur from 24 and Just Shoot Me. Turning 56 as well is Nate Mendel from the Foo Fighters. Lucy Liu from Kill Bill. Ally McBeal in 2000's Charlie's Angels is 56 as well. Brendan Coyle from Downton Abbey is 62. Rick Savage of Def Leppard is 64. TV journalist Stone Phillips turns 70. Dan Butler, who's Bulldog on Frasier, he's 70 as well. And Tom McGinnis from Man for Man is 83 years young today.
Happy birthday!
In 2021, English music manager Richard Cole died at the age of 75. He is most known for having been the tour manager of Led Zeppelin from 1968 until 1980. He was the author of the book called Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin Uncensored. In 2014, American saxophone player Bobby Keys died as a result of cirrhosis at his home in Franklin, Tennessee. Keys started touring at age 15 with Bobby V and fellow Texan Buddy Holly, and is best known for being the main saxophone player for the Rolling Stones. When on tour with the Stones, according to legend, Keys filled a bathtub with Dom Perignon champagne and drank most of it. Keys appeared on albums by Lynyrd Skynyrd, Harry Nilsson, Delaney and Bonnie and Friends, George Harrison, John Lennon, Eric Clapton, Joe Cocker, and other prominent musicians. Desi Arnaz, who was Ricky Ricardo on I Love Lucy, passed away on this day in 1986. He was 69.
$59.95. Y después de todo eso hay que pagar también plus sale tax.
And John Ringling passed away on this day in 1936, famous as one of the founders of the Ringling Brothers Circus. He was also behind the merging of his family's circus with the Barnum and Bailey Circus, an event that occurred in 1919. And movies that released this day in 2022 was White Noise. Emancipation also came out in 2022. That featured Will Smith. Jackie released in 2016, and Leslie Nielsen's The Naked Gun released this day in 1988.
I had to get a message to Police Squad. This thing was turning into more than I could handle by myself. No phone and miles from civilization. My prospects look bleaker than a gerbil's in a bathhouse.
Now let's look at this day in music. In 2023 at Madison Square Garden, Kiss play their last show, in physical form at least. At the end of their set, they play a video introducing their avatars. The band deserves to live on because the band is bigger than we are, Paul Stanley says. In 2016, Duran Duran say they were outraged and saddened at losing a high court fight to reclaim U.S. rights to some of their most famous songs. The group had argued that the U.S. copyright laws gave them the right to call for a reversion of copyright after 35 years. Girls on Film, Rio, and A View to a Kill were among the disputed tracks. In 2013, Roger Taylor and Brian May opened the Queen Studio Experience, Montreux, an exhibition of Queen memorabilia at Mountain Studios in Switzerland, where they had recorded many classic tracks spanning 7 albums and where Freddie Mercury recorded his last vocals. The exhibition would open to the public a day later. In 2012, Led Zeppelin received a prestigious award from Barack Obama for their significant contribution to American culture and the arts. Dressed in black suits and bow ties, Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, and Jimmy Page were among a group of artists who received Kennedy Center honors at a dinner event at the White House. In his tribute to the band, Mr. Obama said, "When Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, and John Bonham burst onto the musical scene in the late 1960s, the world never saw it coming." The president thanked the former band members for behaving themselves at the White House, given their history of hotel rooms being trashed and mayhem all around. On this day in 2007, Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne made more than $800,000 for charity after they sold off some of their possessions from their former U.S. home. Items sold included the family's custom pool table for $11,250, and a pair of Ozzy's trademark round glasses went for $5,250. The beaded wire model of the Eiffel Tower that adorned the kitchen fetched $10,000, while the skull-adorned trainers worn by Ozzy sold for $2,625. In 2003, Darkness singer Justin Hawkins was held for 2 hours at JFK Airport in New York after police mistook him for a wanted man with the same name and looks. The police only agreed to let him go after Justin's fiancée and manager, Sue Whitehouse, produced a tour schedule to prove that he was in England on July 4th when the crime was committed. On this day in 2002, Oasis singer Liam Gallagher was arrested and charged with assault after he kung fu kicked a police officer. The incident happened at the Bayerischer Hotel in Munich. The singer lost his 2 front teeth in the brawl, and Oasis minder was knocked out cold. In 2000, thieves broke into the London home Madonna shared with Guy Ritchie. The raiders forced their way in through the basement door, then took a set of car keys before loading up Guy Ritchie's car with some of the couple's possessions and driving off. On December 2nd, 1995, Mariah Carey went to number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with her duet with Boyz II Men, One Sweet Day.
'Cause you flow away, so far away.
It made Carey the first artist in history to have 2 consecutive singles debut at number 1, with Fantasy being her first. On December 2nd, 1983, MTV aired the full 14-minute version of Michael Jackson's Thriller video for the first time. It's regarded as the most influential pop music video of all time. In 2009, the video was inducted into the National Film Registry of the Library of Congress, the first music video to ever receive this honor for being culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. In 1978, Neil Diamond and Barbra Streisand's You Don't Bring Me Flowers was at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts. A radio station engineer had spliced together Neil's version with Barbara's version and got such good response, the station added it to their playlist. When Neil Diamond was told about it, he decided to re-record the song with Streisand herself, and within weeks of its release, the single went to number 1 in the U.S. and number 5 in the U.K.
When it's good for you, babe, you're feeling alright.
Well, you just roll over and turn off the light.
In 1978, Rod Stewart was at number 1 on the UK singles charts with Do You Think I'm Sexy, the singer's 5th UK chart topper. A plagiarism lawsuit by Brazilian musician Jorge Benjor confirmed that the song had been derived from his composition Taj Mahal. Stewart agreed to donate all his royalties from the song to United Nations Children's Fund. In 1972, The Temptations' Papa was a Rolling Stone, hits number 1 in the U.S., running at 6 minutes and 58 seconds. It's one of the longest chart-topping singles. On December 2nd, 1969, Cindy Birdsong of the Supremes was kidnapped at knife point by a maintenance man who worked in the building she lived in. She later escaped unharmed by jumping out of his car on the San Diego freeway. The kidnapper was arrested in Las Vegas 4 days later. In 1967, the Monkees' album Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Ltd. went to number 1 on the U.S. albums charts. It was their 4th album to sell over 1 million copies, following The Monkees, More of the Monkees, and Headquarters. In 1957, Al Pretty, a disc jockey at the Portland, Oregon radio station KEX, is fired for playing the Elvis Presley version of White Christmas, which the station has banned.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Programming manager says it desecrates the spirit of Christmas and transgresses the composer's intent. The story makes national news, but it turns out to be a brilliant publicity stunt. Pretty is back on the air 2 weeks later, with the station claiming letters were pouring in to support the DJ. As part of the stunt, Pretty recorded the GM calling in to fire him for playing the song and played the conversation on his show before he left.
It happened on this day as if you cared.
All right, here's this day in history for December 2nd. In 1901, Gillette patented the first disposable razor. In 1927, the first Model A was unveiled in New York City's Waldorf Hotel and in 35 other cities around the U.S., Canada, and Europe. It replaced the Model T and sold for between $395 and $495. In 1952, in what could be called one of the earliest reality shows, Denver's KOA-TV transmitted the first human birth to be seen on TV to 49 stations on the NBC network. It was part of the program The March of Medicine. In 1978, at a double wedding in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, a confused father married his 2 veiled daughters to the wrong grooms. Days later, when Dad discovered the mistake, both girls said it was okay. They were quite happy with the wrong husbands. Oh, golly. In 1994, Hollywood madam Heidi Fleiss was convicted in Los Angeles of 3 counts of pandering. In 2001, a New Zealand motorist told police he was driving with his lights off at night because he was looking for a black hole in space. The 35-year-old amateur astronomer lost his driver's license for 15 months after pleading guilty to dangerous driving. In 2004, an intense fire consumed half of the roof of the Associated Milk Producers Incorporated butter packaging plant in New Ulm, Minnesota, sending melted butter flowing out of the facility. The plant was holding an estimated 3 million pounds of butter at the time of the fire. In 2014, comedian Bill Cosby resigned from the Board of Trustees of Temple University following renewed sexual assault allegations. In 2020, U.S. Attorney General William Barr said there was no evidence of widespread voter fraud in the 2020 presidential election, despite claims by DT. And in 2022, Noodle the Pug, the beloved dog behind the viral Bones or No Bones Day predictions on TikTok, died at age 14. Jonathan Graziano, Noodle's owner, announced the sad news in a short video addressed to fans and shared on his Instagram and TikTok pages. Special events for this week: it's Cookie Cutter Week, it's Hand Washing Awareness Week, and it's Older Driver Safety Awareness Week. Special events for today include Cyber Monday, it's Business of Popping Corn Day, it's International Day for the Abolition of Slavery, it's Fritters Day, and it's National Mutt Day. It's also International Sweater Festival Day. It's Anytime Hawaiian Day. It's National Bartender Appreciation Day. It's Play Basketball Day. It's National Build Joy Day. It's Skip School Day. It's World Computer Literacy Day. It's World Pollution Prevention Day. It's Safety Razor Day. It's Special Education Day. And it is Walt Disney Day.
What the hell is all that?
Let's look at some news here. The Christmas season is here, and I'm actually looking forward to a little snow. Do you realize that snow is probably one of Mother Nature's most wonderful accomplishments? Especially when you're watching your neighbor shovel it. All right, that joke went over better when I lived up north. A survey found 40% of people snoop when alone in someone else's bathroom by checking out cabinets and drawers. I like to scare my nosy guests by filling one drawer with beef jerky. A man in India underwent a 2-hour procedure to have 50 maggots removed from his nose and sinuses. Well, I hope it was worth it, all that just to get into a fraternity.
Laugh it up, kid.
A study finds that people weigh less on Fridays. Yeah, I bet that didn't apply last Friday.
Gobble, gobble.
Researchers say missing one night's sleep makes your brain shut down periodically. I'm not saying I was a participant in that study, but I do call my midday naps scheduled system updates. A survey says that the average American eats 60 burgers per year. Only 60? Well, I don't think you're a true American then.
Know the truth.
Well, President Biden marked the beginning of his last holiday season at the White House by carrying out the traditional pardoning of 2 turkeys. Peach and Blossom, named after Delaware's state flower, will avoid the Thanksgiving dinner table to retire in southern Minnesota. Surrounded by 2,500 guests on the South Lawn, Biden expressed gratitude and nostalgia as he pardoned the turkeys. Despite occasional interruption from Peach's gobbling, the mood was festive with jokes about the bird's fate. Peach, known for keep calm and gobble on, and Blossom with the motto no foul play, just Minnesota nice, will live out their days at Farm America. Well, with no recent winners, the jackpot for Tuesday's Mega Millions has grown to $541 million. Just saying, I got my tickets. How about you? Well, New Orleans liquor store Chuck's on the Avenue is now offering a unique twist for those looking to tie the knot in the Big Easy. The famous liquor store recently hosted a wedding right next to the beer cooler. The ceremony was presided over by an ordained minister channeling Elvis Presley. The event was complete with a brass band playing Dixieland jazz as a young girl tossing beads instead of flowers. If you're interested in booking this unusual wedding venue for your own special day, you can make arrangements through Chuck's on the Avenue. A scary number of people across multiple social media platforms are saying welcome back to late John F. Kennedy Jr. after seeing a fake image of the dead celebrity walking with Donald Trump.
Welcome back.
Many commentators are saying that they are excited that John will be working with Trump in his administration. Kennedy was the son of President John F. Kennedy and Jacqueline Kennedy, known as John. He grew up in the public eye, famously saluting his father's casket at age 3 after the president's assassination. A lawyer, journalist, and co-founder of George Magazine, his life was tragically cut short at 38 when the plane he piloted crashed near Martha's Vineyard in 1999, also claiming the lives of his wife and sister-in-law. Well, there are benefits to taking work breaks. Your body and mind benefit from these breaks, which keep you energized so that you may tackle the rest of your day. But what is the perfect work-rest ratio? A time-tracking app called Desk Time played Big Brother, monitoring employees' computer use. They found the most productive 10% worked hard for 52 minutes, then took a break for 17. It's backed by scientists, pointing to the natural rhythms of our attention span. Our brain can focus for up to 90 minutes, then needs roughly 20 minutes of rest. You do the math from there. Are you getting enough rest during your workday? Well, fast food is in a tough spot currently. It has become too pricey for the regular customer who just wants a quick and affordable meal, and yet it hasn't reached a high enough value level to compete with fast casual dining options like Chipotle or Sweet Green in terms of cost. A study in May discovered that 78% of Americans view fast food as a luxury. According to a restaurant analysis from Black Box Intelligence, every month in 2024 has seen a decrease in customer traffic at fast food establishments. A recent incident in Florida took a dangerous turn when a McDonald's customer threatened 3 Lyft riders with a gun but ended up shooting her own daughter instead. The 32-year-old mother misunderstood a gesture outside the restaurant, mistaking it as a threat towards her. She then proceeded to fire a gun, hitting her daughter in the arm while missing the intended targets. The altercation began when the Lyft car arrived and a member of the group waiting pointed toward the vehicle. This action led to a confrontation that escalated outside the restaurant. The mother retrieved a gun from her car and threatened the Lyft passengers with it, eventually firing a shot that struck her daughter instead. People. A recent study led by scientists in Australia has revealed intriguing evidence that Mars, our neighboring planet, might have supported life in its early days. The discovery comes from the analysis of a tiny grain of zircon found in a Martian meteorite named Black Beauty, which is older than most continents on Earth. The microscopic grain, dating back 4.5 billion years, offers insights into Mars' geological history, showing signs of hot water systems that could have sustained primitive life forms. The presence of the chemical signatures like iron, aluminum, and sodium suggest the existence of hot water circulation during Mars' early years. After a surprising journey that led him to an Australian beach, Gus, the lost emperor penguin, is finally heading back to his home in Antarctica. Beachgoers in Denmark, Western Australia, were astonished to see the emaciated penguin far from his icy habitat. Weighing only 47 pounds, Gus was far below the average weight of his species at 88 pounds. Thanks to the care of a wildlife caretaker, Gus made a remarkable recovery. After 3 weeks of rehabilitation, including a strict diet of fluids and whole fish, the penguin's weight increased to 55 pounds. Now deemed fit for travel, Gus is heading home. Well, Seth Fields of Raymer, Tennessee, won the World Championship duck calling contest at the 89th Wings Over the Prairie Festival on Saturday. It is his second win in 3 years. All right, let's take a look at the wacky side of news. In Norway, an unidentified man broke into a pawn shop by smashing a window at the entrance to the store. Unfortunately for him, this triggered an alarm which also sent a rolling iron gate crashing down behind him. He was then trapped like a rat between the gate and the window on the other side, on perfect display for the cops who arrived a short time later. A family in England became distraught when their TV broke down. Their solution? Call 911. The family has since received a warning. In Germany, a man staked out a convenience store to rob. He was keeping an eye on it when he saw the store manager tell one of the clerks to put a package in his car. Assuming the package contained a bank deposit, the man thought he had hit the jackpot. He followed the manager as he headed for home, and when the manager got out of his car, the would-be thief demanded the package. The thief got away for a bit. Because he touched the manager's car, police were able to pull fingerprints and match the prints in their database. Also, the package contained only leftover lasagna the manager was taking home for dinner. Cops in Japan say a man broke into an apartment twice in one night to swipe a woman's underwear. The woman screamed and chased him away the first time, but authorities say the man broke in again the same night and began stuffing panties into his pockets. This time, police were still nearby and caught the guy. Police in Romania arrested a blind car thief for stealing a car and crashing into a tree for the second time in 1 month. The second time, the man managed to drive the stolen car 25 miles while being directed by a sighted friend in the back seat. Pizza Hut in China has launched a limited-time offer featuring a deep-fried frog on top of a thick-crust pizza. The Goblin Pizza is a collaboration with Dungeons & Dragons and features a red sauce base, parsley, and a whole fried bullfrog. The pizza's eyes are made from hard-boiled eggs and black olives.
I gotta go throw up all of a sudden.
Yeah, no thanks. Police in Holland caught 2 women shoplifting clothes in a store, and both women tried to blame it on their babies. They say the babies must have hidden the clothes in their strollers, but the cops didn't believe them because one was only a year old and the other 14 months. A 32-year-old man from Youngstown, Ohio, Jermaine Young, has been charged with impersonating a police officer, criminal simulation, and theft after allegedly using a fake police badge to get a discount at a Denny's restaurant. Jermaine Young ordered food and showed an employee a detective's badge from the Struthers Police Department, claiming to be a law enforcement officer. The employee discounted his bill and then left the area, only to return and find that Young and his companions had left, leaving behind 2 $20 bills. However, the bills were later found to be counterfeit. An employee recognized Young and reported the incident to police, who confirmed that he was not a police officer and should not have been in possession of a badge. A warrant has been issued for Young's arrest. Police in southwestern Japan are baffled by a string of missing shoes at a kindergarten until a security camera caught a furry thief in the act. A weasel was spotted on video footage stealing 15 slip-on shoes from the school. The shoes, all white canvas indoor shoes, were likely chosen because they're light to carry. The weasel returned twice more to steal additional shoes, with the final theft caught on camera. A 31-year-old man was arrested for allegedly trying to fly out of Los Angeles International Airport with 71 pounds of meth-soaked clothing in a suitcase. His destination was Australia. Very strange. With 71 pounds of meth, you'd think he would be heading to Kentucky. Last week's Giving Tuesday was celebrated. It's a global day of generosity that encourages people to make a positive impact on their communities and give to charity. And no, we're not talking about charity at the Spearmint Rhino. This week, back in 1993, the NFL announced the creation of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Back then, fans were excited to hear a professional football team was heading to Jacksonville. Yeah, they're still waiting for one. This week, back in 2001, the U.S. approved the first contraceptive patch. Users of the patch celebrated today with songs, parades, and face painting for what would have been thousands of kids. This week marks the 61st anniversary of the JFK assassination. JFK's assassination remains one of history's great mysteries. Along with who built the pyramids, what happened to D.B. Cooper, and who actually let the dogs out. Black Friday deals are about wrapped up, but Cyber Monday deals are here. I hear there's some great deals on Madam President merchandise.
Not cool.
A poll finds that 54% of Americans say it's too early to be playing Christmas music. I couldn't agree more. Now let's talk about the 2028 presidential race.
No!
Miley Cyrus just turned 32. If you're thinking of getting her something she'll use, I wouldn't suggest a bra. LeBron James announced that he's going on a social media hiatus. He didn't say why, so I'll do it for him. There is a God. The other day at the Thanksgiving dinner table, I brought up politics. It's my way of saving a lot of money on Christmas gifts this year.
That's really smart.
People in Hollywood love Thanksgiving dinner. It's the one chance a year they get to see natural breasts. And here we are, the week after Thanksgiving. Don't forget to turn your bathroom scales back 15 pounds.
Yes.
The animal rights group PETA is calling out President Biden to end traditional White House Thanksgiving turkey pardons, calling it a meat industry stunt. Last Monday, Biden used his presidential power to spare 2 turkeys. Hunter Biden and Donald Trump had their fingers crossed.
That was awesome! Yes!
Last week in 1872, the first ever international football, or as we call it here, soccer match, took place between England and Scotland. The game ended in a 0-0 draw. The sport was so new that fans didn't know how to write at the end.
Sound familiar? Yep.
And last week in 1934, the first photo of Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster, was published in the London Daily Mail. Thus began the longest game of hide-and-seek ever played. And last week in 2012, NASA's Curiosity rover landed on Mars. They were going to call it the Mars Land Rover, but they didn't have room to send a tow truck. Astronomers say there are 88 billion Earth-like planets in the universe. If this is true, that makes me want to turn the telescope on my roof skyward But then how do I watch my neighbors while they're showering? A study suggests that humans may be losing intelligence. Yes, scientists came to this conclusion after watching just one night of network television. A Michigan man is seeing double after he won his second big dollar lottery prize in less than a decade. If he's so lucky, why is he still living in Michigan? Ooh. A 7-year-old has been offered a job by a Russian IT firm. To get the gig, he narrowly out-hustled 2 Nigerian princes for the job. A storm causes Tinder to go down in the Pacific Northwest. It trapped people indoors and forced them to hang out with people they married. Cartel burglars are breaking into NFL players' homes while they are at a stadium playing on TV. At least the Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants know they'll be safe come playoff time.
Happy Monday.
Now that about does it for today's Monday show. You've been listening to the Always First, Never Last podcast with me, your doomsday host, Mr. Zach Wackalina. Be sure to connect with me at ZachTheWack.com. That's ZACKDAWACK.com, or call 984-DEWACK1. That's 984-329-2251. Like it, follow us, or subscribe, whatever your app allows, and please share this show with your people. And to those of you still paying attention, thank you for listening. I'm out of here like Vladimir. Until next time, and there will be a next time. Don't forget me, I won't forget you. I'm Zach the Wack saying, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Grits and groceries, eggs and poultry. And Mona Lisa was a man. I'll be back Friday, unless I'm sicker than a dog. I'll talk to you then. Same whack time, same whack channel. Whack out.
Bye, buckaroos.
That's it. I'm done. Show's over. Stick a fork in me. It's been grand. Sayonara. Over and out.
Zach the Wax Podcast. The first thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me is finding a Christmas tree. The second thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Rigging up the lights.
and finding a Christmas tree. The third thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Hangovers. Rigging up the lights.
and finding a Christmas tree. The fourth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Sending Christmas cards.
Hangovers. Rigging up the lights.
and finding a Christmas tree. The fifth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me, 5 months of bills,
Sending Christmas cards.
Hangovers. Rigging up the lights.
and finding a Christmas tree. The sixth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me, facing my in-laws, 5 months of bills,
Oh, I hate those Christmas cards.
Hangovers. Rigging up these lights.
and finding a Christmas tree. The seventh thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Salvation Army.
facing my in-laws, 5 months of bills,
Sending Christmas cards.
Oh, jeez. I'm trying to rig up these lights.
and finding a Christmas tree. The eighth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Transformer for Christmas!
Charities. And what do you mean your in-laws?
5 months of bills,
Ah, making out these cards.
Edith, get me up here, huh? Well, we have no extension cords.
finding a Christmas tree. The ninth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Finding parking spaces.
Daddy, I want some candy!
Donations.
facing my in-laws, 5 months of bills,
Writing out those Christmas cards.
Hangovers. Now why the hell are they blinking?
and finding a Christmas tree. The 10th thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Battery's not included.
No parking spaces.
Buy me something!
Get a job, you bum.
facing the in-laws, 5 months of bills,
Yo ho, sending Christmas cards.
Oh, jeez, look at this. One light goes out, they all go out.
and finding a Christmas tree. The 11th thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Stale TV special.
Battery's not included.
No parking spaces.
Oh my god, look, the bathroom!
Charities.
she's a witch much I hate her. 5 months of bed.
Oh, I don't even know half these people.
Who's got the toilet paper?
Get a flashlight and blow fuse!
And binding a Christmas tree. The 12th thing at Christmas, that's such a pain to me.
Singing Christmas carols, sale TV special.
Battery's not included.
No parking.
Cherries!
Gotta make them dinner. 5 months of bed.
I'm not sending them this year, that's it.
Shut up, you.
Fine, you're so smart, you ring up the lights.